I'm so high up, hit my head against me. He called me a heathen, said I'm lucky that I'm breathing here. My bad, God, I'm skin living. He said, oh shit, that's a split, let me hit it. Voila, hopped in my low rider, picked up Allah, cuz we heard that he got the cushion, hey, he was selling, hey, he the weed man, run away, so you shit, and he down the place. This ain't Grammy Wave, every X-Shay, got it if you really in it, hey, I do this. Damn, that's about to do this, you ain't trade a motherfucker, are you stupid? Man, are you foolish? Turn down, fuck is y'all doing? Shut the fuck up, little nigga, keep it moving, fuck it.
Tuning in to Smoking with the Gods. I am Prince Inky, and we're going to be talking about voodoo culture, reptilians, inner earth societies, a little bit of War of the Witches in here. We're going to be talking about reptilian history of Haiti and voodoo. We're going to be talking about magical culture appropriation. Should white people practice voodoo? Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about the Loa or the Loa, you feel me? The French and Haitian culture, and also the Vatican. So grab your blunts, make sure it's rolled. We going on a journey. We're going to take your mind on a journey through time, through space, through history. History that was his story, really history is our story. So let's go in a little bit. Okay, let's see what we got here. We're also going to break down American Horror Story, the scene with Marie Laveau. What else are we going to talk about? The Haitian Revolution and the summoning of the reptilian ancestors from inner earth to free the Haitian people. And we're going to talk about a lot of different things. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. So, a little bit on the history of South Amaru or South America. They were led by a king, little unknown fact. And we're going to go into this again later on too as well. Named as Sap Inca. Sound familiar? Sap Inca. The only Inca. Known as Apu, the emperor of Tuasinasu, the only one. The Inca believed that Sapa was the son of Initi, the sun god, or the son of the sun, which in Ethiopia is Sa-Ra. Sa-Ra. They also say that in Syrians too. Okay? Which is also in Kemet as well. Hurin is a character in the Middle Earth Legendarium. He's known as a hero of men. During the first age, it was said to be the greatest. He was said to be the greatest warrior of both Edan and all often men in Middle Earth. You wanna lie? Okay, also known as Thalion, the Steadfast, the Lord of Dor Lamin. Haiti in the Haiti in the Loa sorcery shape-shifting culture. This is gonna be part 3 of this, when we're gonna talk about the shape-shifting culture, sorcery, and stuff like that. So the Amaru are from Kenya. They say their father was a god, right? The Amaru come from Kenya in Africa. There's actually a tribe of the Meru people. So the Meru people are Bantu, Eru, Meru, or Ninga people on Mount Kenya. They speak Timuruku language, Bantu, Neolithic, and Kushite communities. The Kushites, right, are Nubia. This is pre-Samaria. So they said that their god was called Menkunga, and his wife was called Nanga Menwanski Kil. And it narrates that the Meru were freed from captivity on Mount Kenya and went to Missouri. Y'all ever think that maybe it just might be history, might just be backward? Maybe everything started in America, and this is why we have the least information about what really ancient America is. Okay, people focus on Africa, and all these land masses were once connected at one point in time. So what if humanity and everything really started in America, and they're just covering it up? Because America was connected to Africa at one point. So, and we're going to talk a little bit about that too. We're going to talk about lost continents, all types of stuff like that. So it says that according to the Mwinki, when in Missouri, the Meru people were created. A disagreement happened which caused the Meru people to leave Bamwa and suggest a small irregular-shaped island. They said this is northern Ethiopia, or it could be somewhere else. So during the departure from the Memwa, the Meru crossed the waters. There were 3 clans of Meru: Ninjaru, Nindu, which means Ninjaru meant black, Nindu meant red, and Nijeheru meant white. The mythologies talks about the Gubba people. This is when we make gumbo. This is to keep away the Gubba people. This is an old tradition of making a stew in Africa, and what this was to feed the Gumba people, the inner earth. Just want to throw that in. They lived in pits which were connected to tunnels. The Gumba people apparently disappeared into these pits. The Amaru, which is a Mayan word, and Amaru is a type of feathered dragon. Meru, the abode of the gods, is the center of the universe in Hindu. See, the center of the universe. Amaru. They say that they found what? The what is her name? Ama Lulu Alamelu. That's the first human that they found, and they actually found that in America. They also found giants. We're going to go into a talk about the California giants and a bunch of shit in the next part 2, well, not part 2, in part 3 of Smoking with the Gods. So, Buddhists realized, and realizations and transformations take place in a mountain they call Mount Meru or Sumeru. See, this was actually considered to be part of the Sumerian Empire at one point, because you have the Amaru or the Amorites, which said that they had a lost city and a lost land that their god was from, and it was here, called Meru or Sumeru. Su meaning he, meaning Parsu. The Enumera in the house of the Eker is the house of which is like a mountain. It also means Anu's hero or An's hero. So Shamu or Mu means heaven in Akkadian. The same. Samu is equal to Samu in the address to the Marduks in the book addressed to the Marduk of the demons or the Galus, the symbol of the Mi. which is where the word Malamu comes from, which means black, means your melanin. Mulamu, which your melanin is as well. While Lam is an equated vortex to Erestu, Earth. These are my notes, y'all. I've been writing a lot of notes for these things. Erestu, Earth. The Sagigas is equated to Samu, is mentioned to Indu in a page, I think it's like 760, and the two horses of the flood. Gislam or Sagar, Mustambu, Samuel, and Eroticism, the ones who knows heaven and earth. In his descent of the Ainana, it is said that she had dark locks on her head. So, check it. We're going to talk about the lost continent of Mu. Ooh, and my leg's starting to get tired. The lost continent of Mu. Sorry, y'all, if I'm moving a little too fast for y'all. It's just a lot of information we got to get out at one point in time. So, the lost continent of Mu. Mu was one of the 12 continents that sank during the wars. You've got the war on Mars, the war on Orion, and the war on Earth. We're still inside the war on Earth. So the land of Mu, it was said to have, in ancient times, right, to be called Shimlak. And it's said that it sank below the ocean. There are 12 vortex points on the Earth where ships and planes continue to disappear still to this day. The 12 points are spaced out in a grid on Earth. Mu was an Eden-like continent. Much like Atlantis, the people of ancient Mu today are some of our favorite channelers who decipher messages of enlightenment to the Earth. The esoteric name is Shamalai. Think about it. What is in West Africa? Malai. So now you know, noticing where the split is. Okay? This all ties into voodoo culture later on. So the esoteric name is Shamalai. Other lost continents of Lemuria, daily, they are Dati, Ruta, and Posidius. And they also call Mu Lemuria, but it's not. It's two different things. Edgar Casey called it Zu, which it can be connected to the Sumerian Abzu, where humans were created. So let's go a little bit into the reptilian history of Haiti. Haiti is in South America, guys. If you guys did not realize that, Haiti's in South America, okay? It is the home of Haitian voodoo, or Vadoun. Voodoo or Vadoun originated in West Africa near the coastlines, near Benin, Dahomey, and all that stuff like that. So, the unknown name, where are we at? Oh yeah, the slaves were taken there by Spaniards to Haiti from West Africa. The unknown to humans is that all these continents were once connected, and Haiti was inhabited by indigenous Americans who had been living there since the continents broke away from each continent of Gondwana, which is also known as Wakanda, as which the land of the gods. All that it was connected and inhabited was the giants, and also was inhabited by giants. So the next one we're going to go into in the next video is going to be talking about the giants, and that one's going to go hard too. So all sorts of creatures, right, roamed on the earth and existed on the earth. Humans existed on more than one place besides Earth. They existed on Mars. We existed on many other places. So now let's go in. The first species on Earth are reptilians. Okay, the first ones to be created here on Earth or replicated here on Earth were the Draconians. They were the guardians of this earthly realm. This is actually their planet. We're just visiting. Okay, So many African cultures honor the serpent as their elder and their ancestor. The reptilian is the basis of all human DNA, and that is a primal force of life, which is the Kundalini. So the first reptilians were created to guard the earth. Before the corruption of the reptilian government, many of the reptilian ancestors during the wars on Earth were much like other species that inhabited the Earth, which also passed their DNA sequences onto humans, which is the basis of a human is either reptilian, simian, mammalian, feline, and amphibious. And more recently, due to inner Earth breeding species, we now also have hybrids of humanoid, insecticilian, embryonic, and otherwise. These species hide inside the Earth during the wars that destroyed the continents. So if you either leave off the Earth or you go inside the Earth. Shout out to the 2 people watching. Thank you. Because this is not for everybody. This is some heavy science. It's real history, real facts. A lot of people want you to research. Well, if I go and do the research for you and prove some of the stuff I'm saying, then people will be like, oh, So yeah, I'm giving you guys the research. That way you can look it up yourselves and confirm these things yourself. But I'm going to still kick my normal information in between there. So, all right. So the recorded history of Haiti began in the 5th of December. Notice that in Hoodoo, 5 is a very big number. That deals with domination. So the 5th of December is when the European navigator Christopher Columbus happened to crash into a region of the Western Atlantic. What they don't tell you, right, is why was Christopher Columbus and all these people on these boats going to these places? What were they looking for? Any questions, anybody? Anybody can answer that? What were they looking for when they discovered Amaru? When they discovered Amaru, they were looking for the gold. They were looking for the gold of the gods, the treasures. This is why. Oh, okay. Hey, 666. All right. We got 6 people watching. So they were looking for the gold. My brothers keep calling me. They were looking for the gold. See, that's what they don't tell you. That Columbus went to all these places. What the fuck was he really looking for? I think Pirates of the Caribbean literally was probably telling his story about that, because they were really looking for the gold. You follow the gold, see, and which is really a lot of the shit on Earth is about. It's about the time for the gods to not only harvest humans, but to harvest gold. So it's not only a time for the gods to harvest humans, but to harvest gold. Okay, so they're not just harvesting humans; they are harvesting the gold that they sent down, that they came here for. They're not all the gods, but some of the gods that needed that particular faction that have taken over the earth. It is said that Queen Elizabeth, from the lizard species who took over the earth during the invasion that killed off the serpent men and dragonoid species who were guarding the earth. They crash landed and killed the dinosaurs, which were a byproduct or genetic experiment of these dragonoid species that were here on Earth. Everything that walks on all fours actually walked upright at one point in time. We had history and things kind of backwards. So that crash killed the dinosaurs. The Tektite Moldavite found in Moldavia, Russia, is said to have been a crash landed millions of years ago. And that is said to knock out the dinosaurs. So if you follow the minerals and you follow the gold, you'll find the sites where things have crash landed, where they show that the earth is a lot older than what they're telling us. The earth is billions and billions of years old. Human thought can only perceive to the past 2,000 years. At least modern humans. And this is why you got to unlock your fourth eye. You got to unlock your galactic memories, so that way you'll be able to awaken and see beyond the realm of time, let's say. So the 2 crash sites, it's actually 3. There's one in Moldavia, one in Lebanon, and one in Kemet, or Egypt. Notice they're fighting for all these places and having wars still to this day over these places. Haiti was inhabited by the Tonto and the Arawakian people, who were called there in the island Ayinti Bon Ohio, or Quincy Quasin. What is it? How the ancestors pronounced it last night when they were telling me this is Quasaquea. Yeah, it's Quasaquea. Haiti became an or of the wealthiest of French colonies. Check it. This all connects to the Vatican. Do y'all know that Illuminati members and stuff, they actually hire black magic practitioners? They actually have them on their payroll to actually perform death spells and shit when somebody gets out of line. Yes, they have that. They get their formulas to zombify people from Bakors and shit. Yes, the fourth eye. It's located at the back of your head. Your fourth eye, right, is at the back of your head. If you not everyone has this, okay? You look at the fourth eye in the back of your head, and you take your finger at the nape of your neck, and you move it all the way up. If you have a bump back there, you have a fourth eye. You'll feel it's like a knot right there, and then your head goes up. You have a fourth eye, indeed. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me fix something real quick. Yes, you have a fourth eye. Okay, that's that knot right there. Not everyone has that. Okay, where Neo gets. All right, where at? Jason, take your finger. Right? Start at the base of your neck. You know where that little indentation is? Right in there, right? And then you swift your finger up like this. See how my finger going? You'll feel a nub right there. If you have that, you have a fourth eye. That's the secret. Nobody really knows that. Okay? So, that is connected to what? Your reptilian brain. Yeah, you feel that right there? You can feel your third eye if you go like this. This is your third eye. Yeah, it's like right there. It's like, I wish I could show y'all mine, but it's like a, you can tap it. It's like a little nut, like a knot right there. Yeah, that's your third eye. I just realized that just now. I just had that download. So Haiti was inhabited by the Tonto people and the Arawak people. Haiti became one of the wealthiest places, and this also connects to the Vatican, right? Yep, it's like a little ball, like on the back of your head. You know, the hair grows over it or whatever. Hey, what's up, brother? Your hair grows over it, but if you feel that, if y'all ever meet me, I'll stick my finger right at your third eye. You'd be like, oh, what the hell was that? So, America has 13 colonies. There's 13 stars on the American flag, which represent the 13 stars in Draco, or the 13 fallen families. So, Haiti had a brutal slave system, and the slaves went off to free themselves. By what? Using the dark arts, or voodoo, which was the summoning of the Kundalini force within you, and also spirit possession, because reptilians have the ability to body hop. This is why we also have the ability to shapeshift. So this is why your depictions of your Anunnaki are not your depictions of your Anunnaki, because these are spirits that can physically densify and manifest ourselves and go into different bodies. And the creation of humans were to mine gold. The creation of humans were a vehicle or a vessel for us as gods to incarnate into. Incarnate. You feel me? Remember, in Babel, we cast spells. All right? In Babel, we cast spells. So, to en means to what? Lord, to enlighten, right? That's E-N or I-N, right? Car. What is made up of car? Carbon. car own. Own is Orion. So I get into a in car what nation? Okay, a car is also what? A star. So I come from a star, right? I am a star, right? And I come into a car, which is my body, right? And I ignite, or I come into a nation or a star nation, then I become into the physical body, a manifestation of that star nation. Because in Babel is where we always cast spells, all right? So in American Horror Story Decoded, true magic is, and I want to say this too, this is going to be going to the American Horror Story Decoded and some other shit. So, state this, true magic, that which pulls not only space into reality, but time. When one connects to the past of our ancestors of the past and bring that into the present, that is true magic. Bringing that which forth was practiced from the old and the ancient into the present, that is power. So, in the American Horror Story Coven, the show where the white people were practicing magic on the black slaves in the beginning of it, right? They were showing y'all how they had the dude strung up, and she was like, I always wanted a minotaur, and she had the bull on the black man and stuff like that. And then later on, Marie Laveau came, and they was having that talk with the lady, and she was like, she was telling her, you from the wrong tribe. And then the lady, the head of the Supremes, came to her and they was going back and forth talking shit, and she was like, the only reason why you know what you know and y'all practice what y'all practice is because of an air-walking woman who came and showed y'all that, who showed y'all 2,000-year-old secrets, necromancy. And the white lady got quiet. Yeah, that Arawakkian lady was a real person. See, they depicted them arguing in the Supreme, and her power. Oh yeah, they only showed the one black girl whose power was ironic. She was a human voodoo doll. That was kind of weird. And then so they were talking about that there was a Arawakkian slave that was framed in Salem in the first Salem witch trials. So she was in the first Salem witch trials, right? She was the first person to actually go on trial. Was this Arawakkian woman? And it's a little unknown fact that our ancestors walked here millions of years ago, when everything was one landmass. They used to teach us in school that there was a bridge from landmass to landmass, and our ancestors would walk here to America, or walk from America to Africa, or Australia. This was all part of Iabzu, or Wakanda, the land of the gods, the Eden, the real Eden, because the same stories throughout history they repeat and repeat and repeat, and this is the snake biting its own tail, telling you the same story. That's the Ouroboros, the snake biting its own tail, because we are still enacting out the tasks and the agendas that we were doing in previous lifetimes, just in human bodies. Who's to say your job that you're working right now is not the same job you're working somewhere else in another reality, just at a higher level? So all is one. We are interacting on these different levels depending on your perception. So the term Arawak originally appeared by Europeans to South America who self-identified as Arawaku. They are known as the Maino, or what is it? The Maino or the Tantio, meaning relatives. Their nickname was the Relatives. So the University of Florida, right? Florida, what's in Florida? The hellish shit is in Florida. That's right next to damn near Haiti. Found the Central Amazon Project. They found elaborate pottery, rings, sculptures, all types of shit. It says of a complex culture that existed for thousands of years before Columbus even got here. So the Tantio said that so here's their story. The Tantio, right? They thought the explorers were like fucking mythical creatures. It's not funny, but it's funny. So they thought these motherfuckers was mythical creatures. They seen these white people on there, and they was like, and this is how you know there was a divide amongst nations, because when they seen them, they thought they was creatures from inner Earth. They thought these white people were creatures from inner Earth, and guess what they did? They went and started chopping them up and eating them and sacrificing them to their reptilian gods. They were like, oh my God, it's fucking. They killed 39 of them. They killed 39 of them and cannibalized them. So you're doing voodoo, you're actually tapping into that serpent force. That's why they show you Baron Samedi with the snake and Kalfu with the tongue, and they got like reptilian eyes and different shit like that, because that's them. The word Loa sounds reptilian. So let's see. The Tonto said that the explorers were mythical, and they thought they were beings associated with the underworld who consumed human flesh. The Tontos would go into to burn down La Navido and kill the men there in evidence to taking of the human trophies and ritual. They were taking human trophies and ritual cannibalism. Ritual cannibalism. Sorry. And lots of the native women were taken by these Spaniards and Europeans and raped, and this is how we brought about mixed breed children. It depends. I mean, you can, if you're connecting with your human ancestry, use your third eye. But your fourth eye is for you to see beyond the veil. It's for you to unplug from the matrix, where your ancestors is not just like your ancestors. You know what I'm saying? You are connected to the all. You're connected to the universe. You are infinite. You can to experience reality, multiple forms of reality at once as you coexist in this human body. So yeah, the creatures, they are indeed, Baba. Indeed, they are. They thought these was some creatures. They was like, oh shit, kill them. Let's sacrifice them to our reptilian gods. So, okay, so the woman they were talking about in American Horror Story, name is Tituba, who was the first to be accused of practicing witchcraft during the 1890s Salem witch trials. Tuba was an enslaved woman owned by a man named Samuel Paris of Massachusetts. It was said to be a South American native, and she sailed from Barbados. During the witch trial, she would confess to witchcraft while also making claim that the Sarahs, it was two females named Sarah something. I'll go into that maybe later. They both helped her participate, and she was said to have been released and disappeared. They hung her. They killed her, actually. They ain't going to tell you what really happened to her. So let's talk about the Loa. The Loa are said to be the ancestor spirits that guard the gates of Guinea, the underworld, or the dead. So among them are the Gede, or Baron Samedi, is also depicted as holding a snake, as well as many other Loa. Dambala is depicted as a giant fatherly snake, as well as his wife, and Mami Wata are also depicted as holding snakes. Right? The symbol of fertility, the symbol of the first of grounding. You know, the snake represents a lot of positive aspects, but they try to invert this so they can take you away from who you are. They can take you away from the base of your spine. That's how they unlock it. They get you, because not just only are there negative reptilians, they're positive reptilians. So, you know, and the first ones here were sent here to guard the earth. So let's talk a little bit of metaphysics. The crossroads is said to be a crossing of the worlds. There are also crossroads in inner earth as well. A place where tunnels meet. In the comics Brother Voodoo, written by Stan Lee, they depicted Met Kalfu as having a snake's tongue and reptilian eyes. Due to the ancestors being killed during the witch trials and slavery amongst... I'll let this... Humans are funny. It's like, I got my loud car. Let everybody hear my loud car. Okay, so as we were, killed during the Salem witch trial, slavery. Most of this dark art was hidden. Black magic is called necromancy at the time. blacks who practiced it were killed on the spot. Most of it got blended with French Catholicism due to the control of the land of the Vatican, in the Vatican. Boom, the Vatican. So what happened was, to Lemuria and Mu, right? These places were destroyed, and the Atlanteans ran to Europe, and they started creating the Knights Templar in the Vatican. This is like years later. This is after hella long. Their descendants went on to be the people of the Vatican, because it was said in the ancient lore that there was a dragon. This is the same dragon that Merlin fought and all these stuff in the same stories. Alalu, the dragon who landed inside that cube, that Kaaba in Mecca, right? They kidnapped him and brought him under the Vatican. This is why you have the catacombs. This is why you have all that, dragon worship in the Vatican. So all this connects to the Vatican and the dragon they have chained under it. The Haitians are also connected to the ancient Iranians in Sumer. During the Haitian Revolution, I firmly believe that they raised their reptilian ancestors from inner Earth, and they came and caused some shit. So let's talk a little bit about Peru and my incarnations as the Incan Empire, information and stuff like that. My leg is falling asleep. Okay, so Peru. Home of Peru is the elongated skulls, which are said to be 330 years old. The hummingbird is a symbol in Native American as well as the Nazca lines. The Incan Empire was called Twasintinsaku, the four regions. The leadership encouraged that the worship of Inti she's also depicted as Mami Watsa too as well. They also point of the incarnation of Inki as Sap Inca or Sapor Inca. It's spelled I-N-K-A, okay, or Sapa Inca, the Quashukin, and the only Inca known as Apu. Apu means divinity. Many kings were considered the embodiments of gods when they were born. This was their divine right to rule. This is why if you did not have the correct cranial structure, if you did not have the correct telepathic abilities, if you cannot connect to animals on some Dr. Dolittle shit, if you cannot interact and have true dominion over the realm with your mind, then you are not chosen to be king. You are not chosen to be a god, because gods and kings were the same thing. The kings were the embodiments, the sons of the gods, and the queens were the sons of goddesses. So they were the gods, and this is how you rule. He ruled the kingdom. It's also named as Mighty Inca, ruler of the kingdom of Cuzco in the Incan Empire. The Inca believed that Sarpo, the son of Inti, therefore they referred to him as the son of the sun, which is Sarah in African culture or Ethiopian, where he is known as Yeka Mikael, or also associated with the Michael the Archangel. This history of Middle Earth includes the history of Middle Earth is a book that includes the stories thought to be myths about inner Earth, known as the Book of Lost Tales. So yeah, I think that's about it of what I have. Whew, my legs is falling asleep. Y'all got any questions? And there's more in part 3, where we're going to go into a lot deeper into the giants and stuff like that. We're going to jump off of voodoo for a while, unless I can find some more stuff that I find interesting I might want to bring to the table. But we're going to go deeper into the truth about North America, California, the black Californians, the giants. Like, California is the home of the giants. Like, and it confirms, because I've seen a giant spirit. I've actually got graveyard dirt from a giant's grave. Like, it turned out to be a giant's grave. So, like, it's a whole lot of spoken things that need to be spoken about the history of America that they try to hide, because America is very old and it's just as old as Africa as well. So, hey, that's my name. So any other questions, guys? Well, all right. Peace. Thank you guys for watching Smoking with the Gods. I'm going to let the intro go out. Oh, well, guess can't find it.
Suka cakap rajau.